Saturday Night Takeaway descended into chaos in the last ever episode as Ant McPartlin was left dripping with blood and threatening to sue as a stunt ended badly. The 48-year-old television host was back in the Saturday Night Takeaway studios for the last time ever for an action-packed final episode. But things did not go smoothly as several chaotic moments unfolded over the course of the 2-hour extravaganza final episode, with Ant left bleeding and battered halfway through. In one section of the show, Ant and Declan Donnelly took on each other in a penalty shootout, while co-host Stephen Mulhern stood around dressed as a giant trophy. When they show stopped to go to a commercial break, Ant jumped on top of Stephen and wrestled him to the ground in a rather flamboyant scene of horseplay. When Ant and Dec returned to the studio after the break, Ant was wiping blood from his face with a tissue. Dec asked, "What have you done there?" And Ant admitted, I cut my face jumping on Stephen Mulhern." He then joked, "I have a Stephen Mulhern-related injury." And he then went on to joke he might sue his colleague for his physical injury, quipping, "Where there's blame there's a claim." The host continued to clean blood from his face as the show went on, while viewers expressed their shock over seeing bloody scenes during the primetime show. One fan commented on X, "Blood, sweat and tears going into this final show #Saturday Night Takeaway." Earlier in the night, Ant was forced to apologize when a guest on the show swore loudly live on air. The hosts were presiding over a contest called Ring My Bell, when the doors of 3 live-stood audience members were shown on screen. Members of the public were then invited to run to the 3 doors and ring the bell to stand the chance of winning a cash prize. In round 1, a man named Tony was first to arrive at the house in Stevenage, winning himself and the homeowner Debo £500 each. A man named Ben made it to the door in Nottingham, and a woman named Rebecca made it to the 3rd house in Gateshead, but both were too late to win the cash prize. However, there was then a second round where Dec asked the 3 contestants to run off and find a hat, a duvet and a wheelie bin and return to win an even bigger prize. They had to ring the bell while holding all items to win. Ben was the first to make it back to the door with the item in question, but just stood standing at the camera. Ant and Dec then shouted to him, "Ring the bell! Ring the bell! Ring the bell!" Ben could then be heard shouting, "Oh, S*T," before jumping into action to ring the bell and secure himself the prize. While the hosts were delighted to tell Ben had won, they were also embarrassed over the fact he had let out a swear word live on ITV1. A bashful Ant declared, "Well done. Apologies for the language there, Nottingham." As it was the last ever episode of Saturday Night Takeaway, Ant and Dec then told all the contestants that they had won a top prize, prompting scenes of jubilation. Follow Mirror Celebs on TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube and Threads.